Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luka walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover the next day. Luka and Beck rolled their eyes as Rolo strutted across the room. Rolo flung open the cabinet with confidence. He coughed as a veil of dust hit his face. A look of realization crept onto Luka's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen. Before he could finish, Luka scrambled up Rolo's back. The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss, but the only distinct feature was its impeccability. As Beck pulled on one of the teacups, it slanted forward with a hollow click. The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power. Luka jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter. For a long moment, he just stared at it. Luka nodded and caressed the label with his thumb. Rolo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages. He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text. He stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle. Rolo looked up with heightened surprise. Rolo's finger traced across the page. Rolo scanned through several more pages. Luka, staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly. Rolo rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages. Luka frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter. Luka slammed the drawer shut. A spider web of string connected photos of people from the town, interspersed with hastily scrawled notes. Rolo casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam. He smacked his lips. Rolo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper. Rolo offered the slimy note to Luka and licked his fingers clean. They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines. Rolo carefully traced the path with his finger. He jabbed down at the end point. Luka looked up from the map. Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence. A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs. three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new thump.
Oh.
Thump.
Oh.
Thump.
Oh.
Thump. At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
Oh.
Rolo shifted suddenly. Luka gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth. It was too late. Rolo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure. With all his weight, Rolo tackled the man to the ground. From the dark corner, they saw something move. Luka scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground. Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief. As Beck flicked back on the light, Luka and Rolo both gasped in stereo. Chapter 7.